Our next speaker is the director of the National Center for Robotics and Internet of Things Technology at the King Abdulaziz City for Science and Technology. He is the founder and director of the Technology Transfer Office at the Communication and IT Research Institute at KACST. He was the head of Vision and Operational Analytics Division at the National Center for Artificial Intelligence and Big Data, and he led many end-to-end advanced tech and strategic partnerships. To talk about moving towards Industry 4.0, please welcome Dr. Khaled Al-Hazmi.
Thanks for inviting me to this great event. And I believe it is morning here at my site, and I believe it is afternoon in your side. So good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for the introduction, Eli. We'll begin the presentation. Among the spectrum of industrial revolution, robotics has been playing a major role in advancing the industry of many sectors. Today, we stand in the middle of the fourth industrial revolution, where robots are, with no doubt, the main catalyst for all industries. Industry 4.0 encapsulates the idea of machines in factories having wireless connectivity and sensors connected to systems that visualize the entire production line and make decisions on its own. With respect to Industry 4.0 market size, it is estimated that in this year, the total global spending on connected industrial, so I'm still in the first slide though. So go back to the first slide. Components and supporting technologies is reaching 120 billion, with potential to increase over 37 in the next year. So whenever I say next, you can then change the slides. So this is just to coordinate between me and you, Darren. Due to the fast-paced nature of Industry 4.0 technology, it becomes a challenge of acknowledging and implementing technologies. With respect to knowledge, a dedicated team, experts within the field of robotics must be dedicated to study and quickly adopt to suitable technology. Also, this team has to make sure that the return on investment is feasible for the particular solution. On the other hand, it is important to collaborate and integrate robotic systems with other technologies, such as artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, Internet of Things, industrial Internet of Things. This thus building uniform ecosystem moving toward the future generation of the industrial revolution. Different sectors have huge potential through the deployment of Industry 4.0 standards, especially in the area of robotics. So today I will mainly focus on the robotics as enabler for the Industry 4.0, and I will shed light on some numbers and statistics globally and here in the region. Robotics play a major role in the global economies. This role is mostly positive if it's studied and deployed knowledgeably. Robotics is one of the top disruptive technologies. This is plus the cloud computing, artificial intelligence, and other, but it is one of the top disruptive technologies in terms of potential global economic impact. Next slide, please. The global number of robots have grown significantly and expected to continue to grow more than 6 times in the upcoming years. That will reach 630K units in 2021, in this year, driven by a multitude of factors. Some factors are contributing to this growth. One of these factors is the reduction in the cost of robotics technology. Next. Robotics global market is growing at 9% per year and expected to reach 67 billion globally, with the industrial applications being the largest segment. Next slide, please. Saudi here I mentioned Saudis. However, I think it is also the Middle East or the region. They varies in the adoption of the robotics. However, here I'm speaking about the producing robotics technology and systems locally rather than the usage of robotics. So productivity has room to grow. I expect in Saudi Arabia compared to other G20 countries. Productivity growth is below the G20 countries average, as the average is around 3.3%, and we're at 2.5%. Next. So the question is that what is the reason for low adoption of robotics in the region? I mean Middle East and also Saudi Arabia. One of the reasons for the low the low economic growth is the robotics development and adoption is currently low, with the average approximately 40 per 1,000 manufacturing worker, as shown in this figure. Therefore, there is a significant room for enhancements in increasing productivity and competitiveness of the manufacturers in the local market. Next. So for sure, increasing adoption of robotics will have significant impact on the country's GDP, productivity, high-skilled job creation, and lower reliance on foreign low-skilled labor. In terms of productivity, 0.04% increase in labor productivity contrasted with every 1 unit increase in robotic density. It is expected that companies can be 2 to 10 times more productive than competitors overseas that don't implement robotics. We can say that contrary to wide beliefs, robots actually create a positive impact on labor demand, both in number of workers and salaries as well. Furthermore, increased productivity through robotics enable large companies to reshore to the region, Middle East and Saudi Arabia as part of the Middle East or the Gulf region as well, from lower labor cost offshore companies. Next. Here are some barriers facing robotics adoption in Saudi Arabia and also in the, I would say, in the region, in the Middle East region. The top of these barriers is the high cost of the robotics technologies. It presents 21% of causative factor for adoption lack. Among these list of barriers, these obstacles to robotics adoption can be alleviated by developing local robotics technology that fit the Saudi needs or the Middle East countries' need. Low cost, simple programming, multilingual interface, including Arabic, interoperable, or don't require integration across OEMs. Also, robotics that do not require significant skills. So here we're using the technology, but there is no real development of this robotic system in the local market. Next. Market for robots in KSA is expected to grow 15% annually until 2025, that reaching 11,000 robots in 2025 with valuation of approximately $3 billion Saudi riyal by 2025, which can present an attractive opportunity for homegrown robotics manufacturers, and also for the international companies should benefit from this opportunity as well. This is presented through the local needs for such technology and opportunities for its commercialization. Currently, key robotics implementers are in the sectors of manufacturing, oil and gas, civil services, and defense. However, there are many sectors who could benefit from robotics systems as well. These statistics are proof of the high viability of advanced solutions of robotics in various sectors. Also, there is a need to localize such technologies in the Middle East. Next. Thus, localizing robotics research, development, innovation can capture opportunity presented by robotics and tackle challenges preventing robotics adoption in the local market. Next. Saudi Arabia, next slide, please. Saudi Arabia has an up-and-coming innovation system with actors across all stages of the system. I mean, research, development, and innovation. Typically, the innovation life cycle spans three major phases that are correlated to the maturity level of a particular technology. The kingdom's robotics innovation ecosystem includes all the RDI efforts and activities to develop the national robotics industry. It encompasses multiple participants in academia, business, industry, and government. Large number of entities involved in Case A robotics. The system is currently producing outputs. However, outputs are small-scale projects that have yet to move the need in Case A robotics. Next. Saudi Arabia has room to grow in robotics scientific research and patents, and that also applies to the GCC countries and also the Middle East region. Next. Saudi Arabia has made considerable advances in technology development outputs from the perspective of the technology development. Next. Within the industrial deployment and innovation space, the domestic sector is at an early stage of growth. Robotics companies are emerging in Saudi Arabia and also in the GCC countries and also in the Middle East, though with limited access due to the limited qualified human capital, I believe, in robotics, lack of robotics development facilities and factories. This would be an excellent opportunity for international companies and manufacturers to have their RDI activities in the region with the commercial activity, which will build trust of their products, and of course, as a result of this, the adoption will increase. Next. Although Saudi Arabia has made progress in robotics, challenges remains in developing tailored localized technologies that serve the largest needs or gaps in Saudi Arabia. Challenges stem from a lack of coordination across the system. Next. The lack of coordination across the system is causing a number of challenges and suboptimal outputs. There are four major challenges due to lack of coordination across the system. I believe the solutions would be to develop a clear target, align to market, get diverse input, use benchmark to develop high impact program. Next. This is the last slide. I believe I'm on time. I believe we need robotics development strategic innovation program to support the fourth industrial revolution. In order to move to the fully automation within the fourth industrial revolution, we need not only to use the technology, we need also to have the development and innovation locally in the region that will build the trust and also increase the adoption and build the trust of this adoption in the Middle East. I believe that's it. Thank you for listening, and that was my time. I will open the floor for questions.
Thank you very much, Dr. Khaled, and we will see you back during our roundtable discussion.